Good morning, everybody. Good afternoon. Welcome to Hatha Yoga. We'll start with a yoga block in between the shoulder blades, and you can place a second one at the back of the head. And if you don't have yoga blocks, that's okay. You could take a rolled up yoga mat. I happen to have a spare one right here, and you would take the rolled up mat and place it so it's supporting the back of the head. And then the next thing is supporting the back of the spine. So depending on how long your torso is, it might be placed to support more or less of the back. The main thing is get the back of the head supported. And then you can simply relax your arms by your sides. If you feel any discomfort at all in your lower back, it can be helpful to bend the knees, placing the soles of the feet on the floor. So make yourself really comfortable. I'm going to set myself up on the yoga blocks with one block at its lowest height in the upper back, and a second one on the next height that supports the back of the head. They could be on the same height as an alternative as well. And you're also welcome to bring the soles of the feet together and let the knees rest out to the sides. And you can play with having the feet closer to the pelvis, which will challenge the length of the inner legs a bit more, or take the feet further from the pelvis, your choice. We'll take these first few moments of class to just relax the body, relax the jaw, relax the eyes, and start to slow and deepen the breath. Exhale with a little bit of sound. It's kind of like fogging up a glass, but with the mouth closed. So the breath creates this ocean-like sound from around the back of the throat and behind the nose. And then the rebounding inhale also gets a little bit slower and fuller. And we can use that same ocean sound on the inhale breath. Remember to focus on the full depth of the exhale. You can even engage your core, your abdominals as you're exhaling. And it's from that empty space that the diaphragm can work really well, that the inhale gets a little bit deeper and fuller. And then we'll add some movement in the arms. On the inhale, lift the arms straight back, about shoulder width apart. On the exhale, bend the elbows into a W shape. And repeat. Inhale, reaching the arms straight back, nice and slow. And exhale, bending the elbows and drawing them in as close to the ribs as you can comfortably. And then keep on going. Elbows out, and then arms reach straight back. Bend the arms on the exhales. If it feels more comfortable for your shoulder to keep the elbows bent as you reach back as well, that's okay. Sometimes working with bent elbows helps you find a more comfortable angle. Another trick is reaching the arms a little bit wider apart as they go back. And last one. To come off of the blocks, you can support the back of your head with one hand, and then engaging the core, roll to the other side. Move the blocks out of the way, and then hug your knees into your chest, laying on the back. Gently rock side to side. That feels comfortable. Massaging the back. And then back to center. Take the knees with the hands and draw the knees wide apart away from each other. And then bring the knees together in the center. Knees wide, slightly forward, and then together. Big circular movements in the hip joints. And you can experiment with either using more effort around the hands, so the hands can guide the legs, or you can use less effort from the hands so that the actual muscles around the hip have to work. As the muscles around the hips work more, we can also use more abdominal strength to help support the hip joint by supporting the lower back. It's all connected. So go ahead and try hands-free mode. You can even touch your abs with your hands. Feel how strong they are, how powerful they are. And then hug the right knee to the shoulder. Straighten the left leg onto the ground. And take a few breaths. So you're welcome to stay there for 3 breaths. Option 2, exhale, engage the abs, bowing head to knee. Inhale, slowly bring the head down. Exhale, tuck the chin, move from the core. Inhale, lower the head down. And last one, exhale, bow head towards knee. And inhale, relax down. And then hug that left knee towards the shoulder. Straighten the right leg onto the floor. And we'll take a few breaths. You can draw the knee a little bit outside the shoulder as well. Feel free to play around, experiment. Find what feels right. And 3 more breaths. You're welcome to continue resting on the back. Option 2, exhale from the core, bowing head towards knee. Inhale, slowly lower the spine, and then the head. Exhale, lift head and then shoulders. Inhale, lower the shoulders, and then the head. Last one. Exhale, bowing forward. Inhale, lowering down. And exhale, rest both feet on the floor, bending the knees. Bring the arms wide apart for windshield wipers. So we'll take the feet a little bit wider. And as you exhale, bring both knees to the left. Inhale across center, leading with the right leg. Exhale, both knees to the right. Inhale across center, leading from the left leg. Exhale to the left side. Inhale, lead with the right leg. Exhale to the right. And then a few more at your own pace. And try using your abs as you exhale. That helps both expel the air, but also it activates the core to help support the lower back. So that instead of compressing the lower back, we're creating more length in the lower back, getting out of compression. And then bring both knees to the left side and pause there. Lift up your left ankle and try bringing it to the outside of your right thigh. And so this can be a very, very gentle movement. Use your ankle very subtly pressing the right thigh towards the floor. Use that left ankle as a small weight. And then explore lifting the left knee a few inches and lowering it down, moving dynamically with the left leg. This has the effect of moving the pelvis a little bit to help us explore the range of motion around the right hip. And this is developing internal rotation in the right thigh. And sometimes when we work on that, it can help relieve some back pain. You might also feel a really nice stretch on the outside of your right hip. And then come back to center. Take the feet as wide as the mat, arms out to the sides. Exhale, knees to the right. Come across center again on the inhale, all the way over to the left on the exhale. Inhale across center and do a few more dynamic ones. Going side to side. And notice if you're feeling any calmer from this simple floor sequence. So we'll take both knees to the right now, keeping the feet as wide as the mat, and then lift your right ankle. Try to bring it outside of the left thigh. And then use the ankle as a weight, gently pressing the left thigh down. And it's not about how far you go, it's more about feeling your way through the movement. And go ahead and start to lift the right knee a few inches and lower it down. Lifting and lowering that right knee. You might also feel a nice massage around the right glute. Potentially a stretch in the left side of the hip or the belly. A few more slow, deep breaths there, exploring the movement. And then slowly come back to center, placing the feet as wide as the mat again. Windshield wiper to the left. Inhale across center. Exhale to the right. Again, inhale across center and continue going side to side at your own pace. And then coming back to center, find a yoga strap, a belt, a shirt, whatever you have available to you, and place it around the sole of the right foot. I like to place it around the ball of the foot, but it doesn't really matter so much where you place it. Just the advantage here is that we can pull back and stretch into the calf really well. So you can hold the strap with one or both hands. Flex toes to shin, reach up through the heel, and try to straighten the right leg. You can keep the left knee bent. That gives you a lot more freedom to straighten the leg. If you're finding it's hard to straighten it, allow the leg to come further away from you, and then try pulling back on the strap. A few more breaths. You can also press the ankle to one side and the other, inverting and everting the foot. Holding the strap with the right hand now, start to make some big circles with that right leg, way off to the right, and then across the center towards the left. Use that left arm on the floor to help with the balance, so that the movement is mostly only in the right leg. The movement's coming from the right hip joint, the movement of the thigh bone and the hip socket. Big circular movements. You can also try changing directions with that same leg. So going clockwise to counterclockwise, or whatever you started with. Try to keep your legs straight. then bring the leg over to the right side and pause there. We'll hang out for about 5 slow breaths. Focus on straightening the leg by contracting the quadriceps. And then bring that leg across the center. Take hold of the strap with your left hand. Press the left foot into the floor to lift your hips for a moment and move your pelvis over to the right edge of the mat. And then slowly bring the legs towards the left side, nice and slow. Gently pulling back on the strap. At the same time, try pushing your foot out into the strap. We can also contract the glutes, the buttock muscles, to suggest a slight outward rotation in the right hip joint. And that can give you a lot more hip stability, so it can move you out of compression in the hip joint, creating more space there. You can even give yourself a really nice hands-on assist by pressing the right hand against the thigh bone, rolling it away from the belly. All the while, keep pulling back on the strap a little bit. And you might feel a really nice stretch around the outside of the right hip as you integrate that action. Let go of the stretch, bending your right leg. Come back to the center. Press into the feet to center the pelvis on the mat. And then we'll bring the left leg up, placing the strap around the ball of the left foot. And we'll start off in the center again. So give it enough slack that you can straighten the leg. Engage the quadriceps to do that. And then start to pull back on the strap, using just a little bit of muscle. You can also play with pushing out through the ball of the foot or tilting the foot one way and then the other, stretching into the ankle. I've been hiking wearing Blundstones, which are not really the ideal hiking boot. They're more just a convenient boot for quickly getting in your car. But nonetheless, I've been walking around in them. I find it really stiffens things up in my ankles. So these can be really great movements to restore balance. So now we'll hold the strap with the left hand and then gently open out to the left side, make a big circle, and come across the center halfway over to the right. And then continue big circular movements. Feel free to change up the direction at any point. Keep on exploring. I pulled my left hamstring about 3 weeks ago. I was doing something kind of stupid, doing the full split on my tight side. I just figured, you know what? I haven't pushed flexibility for many years. I'm just going to go for it, see what happens. Push into that discomfort a little bit too much, and it's been kind of sore. So I'm still moving into that discomfort, but a little bit more compassionately now to heal it. And that was an injury that happened to me maybe 10 years ago, and then I did it again 3 weeks ago. But those little aches and pains can teach us so much. Keeps the pose pretty interesting too, and forces you to really slow down as you move into that full range. If you're engaging your quadriceps, that helps you move into that range with less discomfort. So we'll open out to the left now and hold the posture. You can press your bent knee out to the right as a counterbalance and contract the buttocks. This also helps keep the pelvis more level. So again, the movement is more limited to the thigh bone and the hip joint. And we'll take a few breaths. Gentle effort is enough. And then very slowly come back to center. Press into your right foot to lift the hips and move the pelvis to the left edge of the mat. And then as you exhale, slowly bring your legs over to that right side, holding the strap with the right hand. Try to keep your top leg straight, and then engage your glutes to roll the left thigh a little bit outwards while gently pulling back on the strap. And you're welcome to use your hand to help with that assist. The hand is just there to help us train the position of the pose so that over time we can let go of the need for any adjustment and just use our muscles to create that position and find a pose that really feels good. All the while, turn the left chest open. Try to connect with the depth of the exhale to help with the twist. Two more breaths. And one more. Slowly come back to center, bend the knee, letting go of the stretch. And we'll set the feet on the floor. Press through the feet to center the pelvis on the mat. And we'll do one of my favorite movements. Call this the bridge vinyasa. And so we'll start by only moving the arms. You can have your feet on the floor close to the buttocks, about hip width. See if you can find the natural curve of your lumbar spine. So you might be able to slide your hand underneath your lower back. And then see how much you can relax your lower back. Relax your hands next to your hips, wherever they fall naturally. Relax the shoulders, and then roll the shoulders back into the floor. On a long inhale, slowly lift the arms over the head towards the back of the mat, totally straight. On the exhale, reverse the movement, slowly returning the hands down by your sides. Slow inhale to lift the arms. See if you can feel the breath radiating out through the sides of the belly, sides of the ribs, even the chest. Long exhale to bring the arms down. And do a few more at your own pace. Tap into the full depth of the exhale, engaging the abs. And then soften the abs to inhale. You might keep a really gentle tension in the abdomen, but we can still call it a pretty soft abdomen. And we'll add the hips to the next one. So it starts the same way. Long inhale to reach the arms back. Keeping the overhead position, lift the hips on the exhale. Scoop the tail towards the knees, lengthening low back. Inhale to bring the arms down. And exhale, lower through your spine, vertebra by vertebra, scooping the tail forward. On the inhale, lift the arms, reach back. Exhale, lift the hips. Try to keep your legs roughly parallel. Inhale, lower the arms. And exhale, lowering through the vertebra. A few more to go. Inhale, reaching back. Exhale, lift the hips. Inhale, lowering the arms. And exhale, lowering through the vertebra. And a few more on your own. If you forget, don't worry about it. Just keep on breathing and keep on moving in whatever way feels right.
And after the next one, lay down onto your back. Hug your knees into your chest, give them a big squeeze. And gently rock side to side. Holding the back of the knees, cross the ankles, engage your core and tuck the chin. And see how it feels to roll forward and back along the length of the spine. One ankle crossed over the other. Then 3 more with the other ankle on top. This might feel like a really nice massage. If it doesn't feel that way, feel free to skip this. We'll be going onto all fours in a moment and table. So we'll rock up and then bring the hands forward, knees back. Coming into table pose. If this is hard on the knees, you could put a blanket underneath your knees or take the middle of your mat and fold it over for a triple pad below the knees. Spread your fingers wide, almost as wide as possible, and then plant down through your hands with the index fingers aiming forward. As you exhale, tuck your tail, sit back towards the heels. And then keeping the tail tucked, inhale, come forward, shoulders over wrists, arms straight. Exhale, slowly sitting back. And inhale, come forward. Just as far as you're comfortable, strong in the upper palm. Exhale, sit back. And then as you come forward, you can also press through the tips of the fingers as if you were squeezing lemons, making really good salad dressing. Big squeeze as you come forward. And then next time you come forward, pause there and take the hands a little bit further forward, another 6 inches or so. Engaging the core, press the hips towards the floor, keep the arms straight, and then take a breath in. As you exhale, slowly sit back towards the heels. Inhale, come forwards with a strong core. Exhale, try bending the elbows a little bit, keeping the core strong. Inhale, straighten the arms. Exhale, sitting back. And repeat. Inhale, coming forward. Exhale, bend the elbows, lead with the heart. Inhale, straighten the arms. Exhale, sit back. And a few more to go. You can also play with the hand position. The further back the hands go, the more it challenges the mobility around the wrist joint. So if it's too much, you bring the hands further forward. And next exhale, we'll slowly sit back towards the heels. Take your forearms to the floor, keeping the forearms shoulder width or wider, parallel. And then with the core strong, draw the hips back. Gently press into your forearms to help spread the shoulder blades apart, but use very gentle effort, and we'll just hang out here taking some really deep, slow breath. With the shoulder blades spreading and the tail scooping under, you might be able to feel your deep breath is flowing into the back of your spine. So maybe you can feel the breath around your lowest ribs, around your shoulder blades, and in between them. Confession, I've actually been really tight around my right shoulder blade for the last 3 months. And then I finally slept on my other side. And now my pain is gone. So I think I was cuddling my cat laying on my left side all this time. And sometimes it's just the way we sleep creates our pain. It's not really the way we're moving in yoga. So it's good to play around with your sleeping position. One more deep breath. And then inhale, slowly come on up. Come into a toe squat sitting on your heels. And if this is too much, you could instead keep your pelvis raised. So limitations could be the actual knee joint, could be the ankle joint, a lot of possibilities. Try to press down through the base of the toes and then press the backs of the hands into each other, warming up the wrists a little bit more. And then come forward into table position. But we'll keep the big toes close to each other and keep the knees about hip width apart. On your inhale breath, reach the right arm out to the side, opening the chest as much as possible. Pause there for a few breaths. Think of drawing the shoulders away from the ears in this range by pulling the left hand back towards the knee, engaging under the armpit. At the same time, you can press that left hand out to the left, engaging the shoulder abductors to help us really open up. Stay connected to the core, drawing the front ribs in. Next exhale, thread the needle, reaching your right arm underneath your left arm. Inhale, right arm out to the side and up to the sky. Open up. And exhale, thread the needle. And do a few more at your own pace. Different ways to approach thread the needle. The more relaxed one is simply gliding the back of the hand along the floor. So more of a challenge is actually keeping the hand hovering just above the ground the whole time. So now our left arm has to bear more of the weight. You can play around with that. 2 more to go. Inhale to reach the right arm up, open the chest, and we'll pause in this position again. Try reaching back by your right hip, towards the floor, and forward by the ear. Big circular movements in that right shoulder. It's kind of like strumming a guitar. And this helps train a really healthy rhythm between the shoulder blade and the upper arm bone, known as the scapulohumeral rhythm. So you're looking for what feels good. Try to reach forward with the thumbs up. And then turn the shoulder inwards so the palm faces down as it reaches back. This actually helps us understand how to use our shoulder in most yoga poses. This simple movement. And then we'll bring that right hand down and do the whole thing on the other side. So planting the right hand, strong in the upper palm, strong in the lower palm. Squeeze lemons. Inhale, left arm up, and we'll pause for this first round, just holding the posture. So you engage the muscles underneath your right armpit, the shoulder depressors, by pressing your hand towards your knee. Even though your hand is stuck to your sticky mat, this will help to engage muscles under that armpit, your lats. At the same time, abduct the shoulder by pressing the right hand way off to the right, away from the midline. And you may find this helps you open up a little bit more. And then lastly, connect with your core, connect with the depth of the exhale to draw the front ribs in and help with the twist. So 1 more breath. And exhale, thread the needle, bending your right arm to reach through. Inhale, left arm up, opening the chest. And exhale, gliding the hand along the floor or hovering for more of a challenge. You choose. Continue moving with your breath. And last one. Exhale, threading the needle. On the inhale, lift the left arm up. And then make some big circles. So reach back by the hip, turning the thumb down, which means rotating the shoulder in. And then as you reach forward, thumbs up. As you reach back, thumbs down. And then thumbs up as you reach forward, fairly close to the ear, and you can play with how close that is. Find what feels right in your shoulder. This would be a great movement to do every day. And then bring that left hand down at last. Come into table position with the legs parallel. So we'll bring the feet hip width along with the knees. Now, as you press through your left hand, take an inhale to reach the right arm straight ahead, left leg straight back. Exhale, return to table. Other side. Inhale, right leg back, left arm forward. Exhale, table, and continue alternating. So as you reach the arm forward, you could do thumbs up to develop the external rotation of the shoulder as much as possible. But if it's more comfortable to have your palm facing down, that's fine as well. You're not rotating outwards as much. That's okay. Try it both ways. Palm facing down is more like what you see in a pose like a downward facing dog. So it's not using your full external rotation. Whereas thumbs up is really going for it. And then with your left hand on the floor, we'll make some big circles with that right hip joint. So bring your knee out to the right. Big circular movements. Both hands on the floor. As you're making movements from the right hip, see if you can keep the rest of the body still. It helps to stare at your left thigh, because your left thigh will tend to move in and away from the midline as the right leg moves. So try to cultivate stillness and stability through the core and the buttocks. And then do about 5 more circles going in the opposite direction with the same leg. And then step the right foot just outside of your right hand, coming into a lunging variation. You can take hold of your yoga blocks if you have some. If you don't have any, no problem. They just bring the floor a little bit closer to you. You can also experiment with bringing the right foot further forward, keeping the legs hip width or even wider than that. And then flex your right toes towards your shin and explore pivoting out over the heel. So go neutral and then go outwards. Neutral and outwards. Neutral. And then just angle a little bit outwards. Set the foot down. And we'll explore. As you inhale, bend into your front knee a little bit more, as much as you can comfortably. And then as you exhale, lean back and try to straighten the right leg. Inhale, slowly bend the knee. Track it out towards the little toe. And then exhale, straighten the leg with the option of sitting back a little bit. And then continue exploring. It helps to focus on the neutral spine, the lift of the heart. Focus on getting the right leg straight with your spine neutral. And then once the leg is straight, you might also add folding over the leg. And that keeps on building into this really graceful, wavy movement through the spine. Coming up with a double chin. And then the chin is the last thing to lift. And then we lead with the chin up as we fold over. Come up with a double chin. Lift it at the end of the movement. And then lead with the chin, folding over. And last one, come up with the double chin. This time, pause there. As you exhale, push into your right heel, engaging the buttocks. You can either press your right hand down into a yoga block or press your right forearm against the thigh. Engage the core and think about lifting the pubic bone and dropping the tailbone. From there, take that left arm up to the sky. Reach up long through the arm. We're trying to work the external rotation, so thumbs up. Reach up as high as you can, and then add a little bit of side bend, leaning over towards the right, and breathe. And you can explore how much your front knee is bent. You can see what feels beneficial to you around the stretch of the left hip, getting into the left psoas. It can also help to engage the buttocks and squeeze the feet towards each other. Pressing that left hip forward. And then very slowly straighten the front leg. We'll spread the arms out like wings. As you exhale, twist towards the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist towards the right. Inhale, center. Once more. Exhale, twist to the right. And then keeping the twist, you can bring your left hand down to a yoga block, just underneath the shoulder, right arm up to the sky. If you're a bit looser, you might bring the hand down to the floor, or if you have long arms like I do, it's just a genetic thing. And then you can make those big circles in the shoulder, forward by the ear, back by the hip. And then reach forwards by the ear and pause. Try reaching the right arm as far forward as you can. You can also try lifting the right shoulder towards the ear a little bit, making that arm as long as possible. And exhale, lower your right hand down. Hands on the blocks or the floor. Take an inhale to lift the heart. And with an exhale, engage the front of the right thigh. Fold to your own comfortable degree. And we'll hang out for 5 more breaths. One more breath. On the inhale, lift the head, lift the right hand, and then step your right knee back for table position. And coming onto the hands, we'll make some circles in that left hip joint while keeping the rest of the body still. So out to the left, up to the sky, engaging the buttocks and core together. Really take your time to focus on that movement away from the midline, abducting the hip. Go nice and slow through the end range, and then change directions for 5 more. And then step the left foot just outside of the left hand. You can come onto those yoga blocks if you have them. If not, no problem. Feel free to walk your left foot further forward. And then lift the heart as much as you can. Flex left toes towards the shin and explore pivoting from the hip joint. So this means that we're turning the hip outwards and then going in just towards neutral. Outwards and then in a little. And a few more to go. Try to keep the toes lifted. And then we'll pivot the foot slightly outwards, keeping the feet a little bit wider than hip width. As you inhale, explore bending that front knee. Feel free to take the foot further forward. And then as you exhale, lean back and try to straighten your leg. Inhale, bend the front knee. And then exhale, straighten the leg. Flex toes to shin. And continue exploring to your own comfortable degree. If the neutral spine straight leg is feeling pretty good, you might add bowing forward and then coming up with the double chin on the inhale. Lift the chin, folding on the exhale. Tuck the chin, rolling up through the inhale. And continue. And then roll up through the inhale, bending the front knee. And then exhale, use the left hand on a yoga block or bring your left forearm up to your thigh. You can also use your exhale energy to lift the pubic bone, tensioning the core. Meanwhile, also engage the glutes, squeezing the legs towards each other. And we'll take the right arm up on the inhale, work the external rotation of the shoulder. And as you exhale, you might also side bend, leaning over towards the left. And that's totally optional. This creates a little bit more length through the right side of the body. And some of us who have scoliosis or one leg longer than the other, we might find that we're like permanently compressed on one side. So these kind of movements are really good to get out of it. And I'm trying to bring this kind of movement into the way I sleep. Seems to be working pretty well. The sacrifices we make to cuddle with our pets, It's just unreal. So a few more to go. And then inhale, slowly lift the heart, straighten the front leg. Exhaling, twist towards your left. Inhale, center. And again, exhale, twisting to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale, turning the heart towards the left. We'll pause there. And then take the right hand down to a yoga block or to the floor. Make some big circles, exploring that rhythm. Forward by the ear, thumbs up. And then thumbs down as you reach back. This is a way of training our shoulder for the overhead position, which is what that is. So next time you reach forward by the ear, pause there. Engage your core, continuing to turn the left chest open. Try to keep that left arm straight and breathe. Holding the pose. This might also be a stretch on the outside of the left hip for some of us. And next exhale, bring the left hand down to the yoga block or the floor. Inhale, lift the heart halfway. Exhale, straightening the leg. Go ahead and fold over it to your own comfortable degree. Whether that comfortable degree is putting your lips on your ankle or keeping your heart more lifted and your lower belly drawing in. It's all good. And feel free to close your eyes, go deep into your breath. Inhale, slowly come on up. Lifting the left hand, bring that left knee back. Come into table position, and you can just move the blocks back a little bit, unfold the mat, and we'll make our way down onto our bellies. It's one of my favorite little movements. Locust Vinyasa. So bring your hands by your lower back. Forehead could be on the floor. You may want to look forward for this first one though. Legs together. Take an inhale to reach the left arm straight ahead, gradually externally rotating the shoulder. Lift the opposite leg. And then exhale, turning the thumb down. Bring the hand behind the back. Inhale, right arm reaches forward. Left leg comes up. And then exhale, thumb down, coming back to center. And then continue going at your own pace. So inhale, left arm. Slowly turn the arm so thumbs up at the end point. Exhale, coming back. Inhale, right arm, thumbs up at the end range. Exhale, coming back. Continue at your own pace. And there is the option to do this with the chin tucked, forehead down. That actually targets the shoulder a little bit more by leaving the spine out of it. But it can be really nice to lift the heart and the leg together. Lifting the chin to your own comfortable degree. Jaw relaxed. Tongue relaxed behind the top teeth. Last one. Very good. Now bend your knees. Bring your heels together, knees wide apart. And bring your arms out to the sides. We'll bend the elbows about 90 degrees like cactus branches. And then with an inhale, lift everything up. Squeezing your heels, try to lift your knees. Exhale to come down. Inhale, lift arms and knees. Option to lift the head. And exhale, come down. 3 more to go. Try squeezing the inner heels to activate the buttocks. Lifting the knees a little bit. And last one. Exhale, come down. And bring your hands by your lower ribs, and we'll push up onto the knees, engaging the core. From there, bring the feet out in front, legs out in front of you. You can find your yoga strap, and we'll start by bringing the right leg out, looping the strap around the ball of the right foot. So I'm going to hold one end of the strap in each of my hands. And then inhale to lift your heart. Try to find a similar feeling to when we were laying on our stomachs. A little bit of a back bend. And then try lifting the leg up. Gently pull back on the ends of the straps, engaging between the shoulder blades as the arm bones draw back. And then inhale, sit up a little bit taller. Slowly bring your foot to the floor. Engage the front of the thigh. And as you walk your hands closer to the foot, allow the shoulder blades to spread apart, as if you're reaching or doing a push-up. So really spread the blades. And then with an exhale, very gently pull back with the arms. And we'll fold over the right leg. If it hurts your back to fold, you have some options. You could stay upright more to target the hamstring. Or you could bend your knee to fold, inviting a stretch into the back of the spine. So you might find that more comfortable. Inhale, lifting the heart. And exhale, set the strap off to the side for a moment. And then take the left hand just behind you. Straighten the right leg and try pushing the sole of the foot down. Lifting the hips, reach back through the right arm. And we'll take about 5 breaths there. Create support for your lower back by connecting with the depth of the exhale, the abdominal core, and by engaging the back of the thighs and buttocks. And long exhale to sit back. We'll do the other leg. So take the left leg out, right foot towards the inner thigh. And I should have mentioned earlier, if your right knee is pretty far from the floor, you may want to consider supporting it with a yoga block, just so you can relax it. And then we'll take the strap around the ball of the left foot, holding the ends of the strap. Lean back a little bit, lift the leg, try to use the muscles in your hip joint. And then draw your shoulder blades a little bit closer as you pull the hands in towards the collarbones, elbows out. And take a few breaths. It helps to think of drawing the ears back over the shoulders to get it really upright, lengthening up through the crown. And it's good to check in with these connections when you're out walking in the woods later today. All right, then we'll slowly lean forward, bring the heel down, engage the front of the thigh to help straighten the leg to your own comfortable degree. And then with an inhale, walk the hands forward, but lift the heart. Exhale, start to fold to your own comfortable degree. So maybe you're staying more upright like so, working towards straightening the leg. Maybe you're lifting the knee towards the forehead, rounding the spine. Let the shoulder blades spread apart. We'll take a few more breaths. One more breath. Inhale to look up. And exhale, set the strap aside, remove the yoga block if you're using it. And with the right hand behind you, turn the left leg in so you can spin the leg in, pressing through the sole of the foot as the hips come up, and then reach back through the left arm. Notice how this is another opportunity to work on the overhead range of motion, working that external rotation of the shoulder. It's just something that most of us can benefit from working on. One more breath. And long exhale, sitting back. Bring the feet about 1.5 feet in front of you for tortoise pose. This is our last posture. So create a diamond shape with the legs. Inhale to lift the heart. Press the heels towards your pelvis to lift the chest up. And then exhale, slide the hands under the legs, holding onto the shins. And allow your spine to relax forward, letting go of tension. If you're a bit looser, you might hold on to the feet. Your spine round forward, relaxed. Let your chin relax down, neck relaxed. Closing the eyes, take some deep, slow breath. Inhale, slowly come up. Exhale, dig into the heels. Bring your legs out in front. And then tucking the chin, engage your core. And slowly lay down onto your back, coming into relaxation shavasana. So once you're laying down, take a moment to roll the shoulders into the floor and then soften them down the back, letting go of effort. Take the feet apart and completely relax the body. Relax the jaw. Relax the tongue. Relax the forehead. Completely relax the legs. And notice the feeling of the body releasing. And so I'll leave you to continue enjoying Shavasana on your own as long as you can. And thank you so much for practicing with me today. If you'd like to do this particular practice again, it'll be available on my YouTube channel. So you can do it again tomorrow if you like. This is a good everyday kind of practice. Thanks everybody. Thanks again for your support and for practicing. And peace.